Welcome back to the channel. So, before we get anywhere close to the rocks I'm about to show you, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a geologist, I'm not a paleontologist, I am just a guy that likes rocks and hangs out in his garage sometimes. So, I'm going to be showing you some rocks in my collection that I keep on a shelf, out of reach of everyone else except for myself, because I don't want anyone getting sick. So, let's go ahead and get right into it. Let's go ahead and slap on some glovies. I'm just gonna raise up this table. I love these tables because of this exact reason. I probably could have lowered the tripod, but this is more fun. Okay. So, just this here. So I'm not going to go over every single one of these. These are just kind of a idea of what I have in my collection that could be dangerous. I did a brief lookup of toxic minerals. Fluorite was actually on the list. I'm not exactly sure why, because again, not a scientist. I'm saying that right now, saying this multiple times. So that way, if you guys, oh, I got my information from Kyle, I'm telling you this right now. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a geologist. I'm just saying this is what I found. But for some reason, fluorite was on the list. Because I think fluorite in large quantities is not good for humans. Malachite. I mean, this is just one of those things where it has a lot of copper in it. And I was always trained when I was first cutting and polishing rocks to, whenever you're working with malachite, to use a lot of water because you don't want to be inhaling any of this. And to be fair, any rock that you plan on working on, if you get into cutting and polishing, if you're producing dust and that gets in your lungs, that's going to cause silicosis. So literally any rock can be dangerous over a long period of time. So that being said, I did a previous video where I had included a piece of Bumblebee Jasper. And this was the Magnets and Rocks episode, where I was seeing what rocks were attracted to a magnet on some water. A viewer had left a comment saying that Bumblebee Jasper it does have sulfur in its makeup, and as well as some arsenic. If you're just holding it here and there, it's not that bad, as long as you wash your hands when you get done. It's just when if you have this in a jewelry setting where it's touching your skin for long periods of time, then it can be an issue. If you ingest this, it will be an issue. If you're holding it for a short amount of time, it's not going to be an issue. So I'm wearing these black gloves for a reason. So this is a polished tumble piece of Bumblebee Jasper. Squeak, 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 squeak. There is no residue on my fingers. Now, there's nothing to say that there isn't anything there. It's just nothing that I can see. So that is a polished piece. I do have some other rocks here too. This one is sphalerite. I think these are just dusty. Hold on 1 second here. So that's the polished side. Nothing. Unpolished side. Nothing. Now, I don't know the makeup of this, but it does kind of have a sulfury smell to it, so there's probably something in here that's not going to be good for your health. I mean, this is polished, so whoever polished this probably used a lot of water when they were doing so to prevent any kind of dust so they wouldn't inhale it. Again, more Bumblebee Jasper. It's kind of an unpolished side, but let's go with this piece instead, since it's more vibrant. Now, I haven't even scrubbed my hands on it, and I have a little bit of residue right there. Oh, that's actually probably dust. Hang on. Okay, let's try it again. Well, yeah, a little bit of residue. So, again, Bumblebee Jasper in its rough state. Then, yeah, you probably want to be sure to be careful and wear gloves when you're handling it. Wash your hands when you get done. And just be careful. And again, I keep all these particular minerals out of reach. So I am the only person that has access to this because I don't want anyone else touching it. So let's go ahead and go over to the sulfur. Sulfur, a lot of rock shops, a lot of gift shops sell this. This stuff does have some residue. Again, just wash your hands when you get done handling it and keep out of reach. I mean, let's see here. I didn't really look too much into this one. I meant to. This one's called Pyromorphite. I'm sure it's some kind of like sulfide mineral. Bright color. I'm sure it's not healthy to handle, but I must wear gloves. This particular mineral, I'm assuming that it's probably some kind of sulfur, but I don't recognize the crystal structure because, yeah, different structures here. So this one I don't even have to really try, and I mean there's it does give off like residue, but again I keep this out of reach so no one else touches it. This is a phosphate nodule that I bought at a gift shop. Smells like sulfur. Pretty sure I meant to polish this up, but I just never got around to it. I just didn't feel like it because if I were to polish this up, I'd have to probably clean out the trays on my machines so I don't get it cross-contamination between everything else. Oh, what else? Oh, tiger's eye. This is another one of those rocks that you want to make sure that you use a lot of water because tiger's eye, in a lack of a better sense, is petrified asbestos or some kind of asbestos in a solid state. Petersite is pretty similar to it. It's actually pretty. This is actually a pretty soft mineral. When I did a pocket knife out of it. Let's say this is a slab right here. If you kind of went in a particular way against the grain, it would actually flare out. It's pretty soft. So, and that's why I did only one knife out of it, and never really did a second one. Even though I kind of wanted to, but it was a lot of work. Oh, here's another good one. It's called Stib Knight. This one is also one of those ones where you can touch it, you can handle it, but you gotta be sure to wash your hands when you get done, because this can be very toxic if ingested over a period of time. I'm not sure how much of a period of time. I just know that it's not safe, and that's why it's in a jar. Now this one, when I got this came in the same collection as I think as this one did. I have a geologist friend, and he is like, this is real gar. And I was like, oh. So since then, I've kept it in a jar, contained. You can kind of see it's kind of cloudy on the inside. So this one stays sealed up, out of reach from anyone, just because it's dangerous. What else? Oh, I want to save this one for last. Let's go with anhydro. So, anhydros are not... the mineral itself is not dangerous. I mean, if you grind it up and it's in a dust form, then yeah, you can get silicosis from it, but it's what's inside the anhydro that can be dangerous. Just because I feel like I've heard people crack these open, they drink the water, they get sick. Don't do that. You don't know what's in this water. You don't... It's who knows how old this water is, and you don't know what's in it. So if you ever get an anhydro, put it on a shelf, tuck it away. Do not break open and drink the water. Period. Ever. Don't do it. Not good. So now we move on to Amazonite. So I did a brief look up. Amazonite gets its color from some of its lead makeup. So again, Amazonite is beautiful. Just be extremely cautious if you were to ever work this, because it does have lead in its makeup. I think that's almost everything except for one last piece, which we're gonna do a quick spin, and this guy. So this is a piece of Trinitite. This is kind of the after effects of a bunch of bond testing in the White Sands Missile Range in New Mexico. It's hard to find this stuff. This was a gift. I did some work for a friend of a friend, and as a thank you, they gave me this really cool piece of Trinitite. And I've been really wanting to borrow a Geiger counter to actually see if this is radioactive at all, if not in the slightest. But I have some other minerals that I'd like to test the Geiger counter on to see if they do kind of have any kind of reaction. But that's going to be for another day, whenever I can actually track down a Geiger counter. Even though my glasses might say otherwise, I'm not a geologist, I'm just a cool rockhound. I'm not a scientist, I'm just a laboratory artist. So I would love to be able to go over every single aspects of all the rocks that I show you, but I just don't have the time in the day to be able to do that, because it would just take up a lot of time to be like, oh, this rock has this kind of chemical compound, or this makes this color. No, it would just take too long. Just have your wits about you, do your own research, look it up, and just be safe about it. Keep the rocks out of your mouth. If it looks dangerous, it probably is. Keep it out of reach of other people, and just be safe. So, until next time, rock on.